Hello guys, let's rig Ramon. So this is the character for the short film, and right now what I'm going to do is rig this dude. So I'll come here and I will make this thing bigger. I'll put this dude here, a little bit bigger. So I'm working on a canvas that is 4K right now. On a this Toon files in is 4K because I'm working on this project in 4K. And the other thing that I established is that the outer line of my character is going to be 20 points or 20 pixels. I don't know. Yeah, it's like 20. When you go here to the tool properties and you select the size of the brush, the brush is 20. So that's what I do. I mark a key on all of these dudes like this. Then I also reduce the opacity of this dude. And now I will start working on the rig. So I'll call this Ramon, and here I'll put this, and here on this layer I will start with a 3/4 view, and then I'll do the other poses. As this is a project in which it's a short film, it's not a show, and I don't have to think long term on this. I will build this rig to work for the animatic, for the animation that I'm creating. So I will put some thought process here before moving forward and actually rigging the character to think like how is that I'm going to build this. So I'll create a new color, a purple color here, and I will start using my brain. So cafecito. So okay, my character here always have these taper lines here in the armpits. We have this shape on the body here that is connected all the way through here to here. So I want that one lining style from here to here, from here to here. I think that's the challenge on this project is how can I create this one lining thing all the way through here to here. So let's find out. So I can have my torso that can work like this, and here is going to be connected with my neck, and my neck will be another shape that will be like this, and the head will connect, the lower part of the head will connect here, something like this, and then we're going to have another part of the head that is going to be this. Nice, amazing, beautiful. So I have two parts for my head, the upper part, the lower, which is the jaw. We have the neck, we have the torso, and here, these how I connect these two things. If I put a connection like this. So why am I drawing these circles here? And it's because to connect these two shapes, I'll do something like this. I'll create this, another color. I'll create this shape here. And on top of this shape, I will ask Toon to put some deformers here. Like poke, and then I can take this shape and curve these lines. And on this point, this will be the intersection between my torso and my neck. So my neck will be another shape like this, maybe tapers to the top, towards the top. And this neck will also have some deformers from here to here to here to here. And then I can take all of those deformers and merge everything together so I get this shape on one side and this shape on the other one. That's the idea. That's why I'm adding these circles, because I'm trying to find out where is the intersection of these shapes going to be. And then I'll just connect those things. So now the thing that I am thinking is if these two should be connected, like how can I achieve this one line thing? Maybe it doesn't have to be connected. Maybe I can just put an outer patch here and this will merge with the, yeah, let's do that. So okay, so from here to here, all of these three pieces will be in a group of, like, I will glue these three pieces together: the jaw, the neck, and the t-shirt. And the hips, now we are going to do something different. The lower body will have another approach. The lower body will have an independent layer that goes like this. And I will ask Toon Boom, hey, every time these legs touches, if once the legs get intersecting with this part of the hips, I want you to cut my lines. So my legs will have a joint something like this here, something like this here. But once the leg starts getting inside of the hip, the lines will start disappearing. So the lines actually ends around here, and that will allow me to create this one line thing here from the hip all the way here to the leg. And the legs, I can create a deformer, maybe in order to get this exact same flow. I'll add two type of legs: the one that bends, that, like, two parts, two legs, like this is one part and this is two parts. And then I can create another leg that is only one single shape for all the parts. So I can actually ask Toon Boom, like, hey, build, I want two type of legs: a two parts leg and just one part leg. In the one part leg, I will add only one deformer, and the deformers are the things that I use to deform the shapes of the character. And on the two parts legs, each part will have its own deformer. So, and there are two type of deformers. They are the ones that are used the most. The other ones, we don't really care about them, to be honest. So the only two the deformers that we use is the what's the name of the shit? Is this that is the envelope mode and the curve mode, I think it is. Yeah. So those are the two that we're going to use. So for one, I'm going to use one, and for the other one, I'm going to use the other one. Nice. Okay, so we come here. Boop, 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 boop. I have to work fast on this because I still have to do an AirFryer rig and the other two Chihuahuas and a monster three-headed giant Chihuahua. So, nice, awesome. So this will be a cutter. This will be a shape that will be inside of the leg. It will be cut by the leg. And the shoes, super simple. Most of the time we are not seeing the shoes of this dude. And so I'm going to create just one drawing for the shoes. And if it's needed, a new drawing, a new view for the shoes, I'll do so. I'll just create a new drawing for the shoes also. And then I will clone this leg here, so I can have when I clone one part, like for example, I only need to create one arm and one leg, and then I clone to the other side. So if I draw a new shoes, for example, this other clone will carry the same drawing that I did on this one. So those are like connected and they share the same drawing information, but not the animation. Crazy. So amazing. Now this is another thing. Here on the arm will be connected to this, but will overlap. This line will overlap the torso. So I can put this on an overlay layer, meaning that in Toon Boom I can draw in one layer. Imagine like one layer have 4 layers inside that I can work with. So that's something really cool in Toon Boom. One layer have 4 type of layers inside, like sub layers. Let's call that shit. And we have the overlay layer, we have the line art layer, we have the color art, and we have the underlay layer. If these are not layers, I don't care. I don't know how the technical thing is called, but I see it that way. It's like one layer have like 4 containers to put even more drawings. But on the render view, all of these drawings, you will look at all of these drawings like one. But you can also tell Toon Boom, like, you know what, separate this, don't show this. This one used to cut this other part of the character, and this one used to create an overlap line. And you'll be like, what? Yeah, that's crazy, and that's the advantage of working with nodes, because the representation of those layers are actually here in the node view. Amazing. Now, let's come here. Let's keep analyzing how is that I'm going to construct this arm. So this is the elbow, this is the wrist. So this arm will have two parts here, one like this, another one like this. Let's create another one like this, another one like this. Amazing. And I'll have a inside layer, like a box here, that will be cut by the upper arm. Nice. And the arm and the hands will be an independent drawing layer, so I can just create different hand drawings of the hands if I need. Awesome. In terms of design, so this is the construction of the rig. This is how I think about these things. One, two. What else? What else do I need to think about? I think the rest is super basic. And yeah, this is on the shit. It's no doesn't matter. So nice. We can stop. We can start working on this. Awesome. This is the deconstruction that I did for this rig. So this is the layer that I use. Then I will. This is like I'm closing the room, and I'm like entering the room and closing the room. I create this group in which I'm entering this new room here inside of the node view, in which I will create all the rig here, and boop, I'm getting out of the room, which is this group. This is like my main node view scene. Boop, I'm getting inside of the room, and I'm going to be cooking inside of this room that I call Ramon. So I can call this layer Ramon information. Paca. And then I will start working with these three pieces that I made here, because I think those are the things that will take me more time. So torso, neck, and head. Some people like to put like Ramon head, Ramon neck, Ramon torso, but dude, I need to work super fast. So amazing. I'll create a peg on each one of this. So I create a drawing layer, which is this one. I'll create a peg on each one of this, and then I will connect all of this to the multi-port in, which means like I am saving the information of this main peg that I put here. So also, all the technical things that I'm saying here, I have no idea if those are actually like correct way of explaining those things. I have no idea. This is only the way that I experience rigging, and I'm just trying to find the correct words to express how I experience rigging and how is that I approach this process on my personal perspective, like on my personal process. So that's cool. Now that I said that, let's continue. Awesome. So let's go. The torso. So the torso, I also like to use these tools, which are these shapes, and then I start breaking these shapes to get to the things that I want to get. So this is interesting because I did a deconstruction of the 3/4 view where I can actually rig this character on the front view, because all the pieces are in a neutral shape, and then I can deform all of those to get to this pose. So amazing. Let's do that. Wait, where's my information? Ramon, here. Awesome. So let's come here, and on this frame, let's come on, comedian. Awesome. There you go. You come here, and now we're talking. Awesome. So torso. We create a shape for the torso like this. Back. Should I taper this shape towards? Should I do this or should I not? That's the question. Now here is something interesting, because I'm going to connect the neck with this type of shape, so I can cut this, merge this. Fuck. I forget to copy this to track the center point of the shape that I am creating. No! Wait, copy, Let's go back to the future. Paste. Awesome. It didn't work. Awesome. So okay. So I have this thing here that is the joint between the torso and the neck. I have this other one that is going to be here in the neck, and I have this. Okay. And I have this other one here. So copy and paste this, and I'll save this bubble for later. I'll put it here. I'll also save this for later, and then I'll grab this, extend all the way here, extend all the way here, pack, and then I merge all of this. Then I will cut, and here I can delete this, and this, make this straight. Awesome, something like that. And now I can go back to this circle here. I'll go to the neck, copy this in the neck, then go back to the torso and take this other one here, and I'm going to create a neck here. I'm going to bring this here to here, this to here, pack. And then I will take all of these points here. Boom. Awesome, that's my neck. What else? My torso, my neck, and my... Now this is something really nice that I do here, and is that I go to my torso, and then I take this shape here, and I go and make this super small. So I know that if I'm going to put a rotation here, like my pivot point, where should I put my pivot point? All the way in the center, so it actually move properly between the neck and the torso. Look at this neck. Opa! Amazing. So it's not there's not a part that is going like this on one side, so it's exactly in the middle. So that's a cool trick that I learned from Matt, one of my mentors. And that's my neck. This is the head. This is the torso. So for the torso, actually the pivot point of the torso will not be here, but will be here. So I don't really care about that middle point. My head. Okay, I don't need to keep these things here. Get out of here. My neck is here. Now my head, which is actually my jaw. Awesome. Jaw P. Perfect. Now here, back. Another circle. So everything, all the character is actually built from simple shapes. And it was also built knowing that this was eventually going to be rigged. And those are all the things that I consider. Like, yeah, I have to build this from a circle shape, from this shape, from a triangle, wherever. Awesome. So, yeah, that's the jaw. Now this is the next thing. Now, I haven't... So one thing that I had to do before everything else is create a palette, a color palette, which is the one that I'm going to be using for this rig. And I don't use the color palette of the scene. I don't do that. So I go here, pack. Awesome, everything has its own color. I haven't decided the colors of this dude yet. Well, I know the t-shirt is going to be black. So I'll put a black color here, pack. There you go, amazing. And what about the neck? The neck is going to be the color of the dude, which is going to be like a skin color around here, pack. And then I'll go, pop, tack. And then for this, I'll use the same skin color, black. This is something really nice that I do, is that I pass all the information. If I press K on my keyboard, I can see this blue line around my line art of my, around the line. And this K thing is like, it reveals the properties of the line, how the line is built from the inside. So I can actually see all the points that are making this overall line. And when I go to the color art, instead of like going here, painting here, copy pasting, too much of waste of time, I go and select this tool that is create color art from line art. Black. I create that, and all the information from the line art is transferred to the color art. Awesome. So I do that, I do that, I do that. Now the jaw, the neck, the torso. Now this is the funny part. This is the thing. This is how I'm going to merge all of this together. I don't know how this works, but it works. So this is the thing that I do. I call a line art, I call a color art, I call an auto patch, and I call what else? A color. I call all of those things, and then I merge these things in this way: line art, color art, auto patch. And then I can just make the names a little bit shorter: CA, LA, AP, so my node view doesn't look too messy. Then I do this, and then the next thing that I do is grab all of this, put this here and here, and black, 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 black. Nice. I'm going to disconnect all of this for a bit to show you what I'm going to do. And then I copy and paste this, pack, 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 copy and paste this, pack, 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 pack. And then I connect all of this into my composite, pack, pack, except the outer patch. So as I mentioned, all the layers properties that I mentioned before, these are the things. If I were not to have this and I only have one line like this, I'm telling reveal all of these layers, which are here. All of these things are here. But if I put all of this, I'm telling, hey, wait. Don't reveal the overlay layer, neither the underlay layer. Even though I don't have anything there, I am telling the software only reveal the line art and the color art. And then I'm using this auto patch to merge and to disappear all these lines that are intersecting between these pieces. So I have my jaw, I have my neck, and I have my torso. This is the interesting part because I don't know how this works, but it works. So I have to move things around if needed to make this work. So I connect this here, I connect this here. Ooh, there you go. So I merged the neck with the jaw. Now I need to merge the torso with the neck. So this outer patch should cut here, and this should cut here. Exactly, but this is already cut in here. So what I do is create a composite and attach also this outer patch here. Come on. No! I press play. Oopsie. Pluck. There you go. I think it's working. Awesome. Now it's working. I merge all of these parts. Now, once I put the deformers on top, I can create this one lining thing that I want to achieve here. Before doing that, and I also like in my deconstruction study of of this dude, I should also put like I'm going to create a mask here that cuts the neck but reveals only the t-shirt of the character. Awesome. So now what do I have to do before moving forward in this? I can either go ahead and rig all the head, or I can go ahead and rig the arms and go ahead and rig the legs. So let's rig the head. Let's rig the head. Awesome. So neck, torso, and jaw. So all my head will be on this side. My neck will be part of the head too, and the torso will go on this side, and the legs I'll put all of those over there too. Also, another thing that I have to do is create a master peg here, which is going to move my neck and head. So I'll create something like neck, head, and P. Oop. And then I will look at this. Remember that I used that trick that I put a little point, that little dot in the middle of here, so it have like a perfect rotation. I will translate the same information or copy and paste the same information from this spec that I already established that information to this new one that I created to control both the head and the neck. So I'll come here, copy, paste, black. Awesome. And then I have the same information here. And this is the peg that I'm going to be using to attach all the parts of the head that I'll be creating. Amazing. Another thing that I'm going to be doing right now is taking the model sheet and moving it forward. Black. I move that forward, and now now I can see everything clearer. So I can come here back and increase the quality of this thing, which is super low. Black. Awesome. Now I have to think. Your head or skull. Yeah, skull. Blah, blah, blah. And this is going to be. This will have something like this too. This will have something like this too. Ba ba bum bum. But I will not put all of this mess with all of these other three things that I did here. So I'll create an independent composite for the head, and then I'll see how can I merge the head, the skull, with the jaw. So black, and then I'll connect this here, and I'm going to draw. Well, actually, I'm just going to copy this thing here, paste it here, and start manipulating this so it have the shape that I am looking to have. There you go. Awesome. Now this jaw outer patch is going to cut here. Amazing. Done. Awesome. So, but Henry, what is the thing that you're doing here with the outer patches? I don't know what is an outer patch. I don't know how to describe an outer patch. We can look at Google AI and they will tell us. But imagine it's an interesting thing that you put next to your line art and color art. You put it there, and then sometimes when I'm having an issue when reading and I don't know how to delete a line, the first thing that I put is an outer patch, and it's like, okay, outer patch, try to solve the thing and let's see if it works. Most of the time it works. so I used to know how what is that thing and how it works, but now I just use it like that. I already know like the structure of the nodes, and that's what I do to create this thing. So when I want to cut the line art, I put a cutter below, and I connect that, and I make the auto patch from the part that I want to cut, the part that I want to be cutted. I connect that to the cutter of the line art of that part, and it cut it when it intersect each other. Who knows if what I say was true? But it's working here. So black. And then I'll put the pivot point here. Awesome. Come on. Wait, it's working? Yes. Now, this is the thing. You see that the jaw have like some overlapping lines that overlaps the head. That's something that I'll have to figure out. How? Remember these things that I mentioned about all the layers? I'm going to ask the overlay layer of this one to cut the upper part of the head. Awesome. So I'll create an overlay, overlay, and then I'll call this OL, and then I'll put it here, and then I will put this in front of everything. Now I have nothing on that overlay layer until now. I'll grab this, I'll paste this here, I'll delete around here, and let me see if that is overlapping. Nope, too much. So I'll create a new point here, back, and then I'll come here to this pencil editor, and I will start making this line thinner towards this part of the head, black, and then this black. Same thing here. I'll create a line here in the middle so it tapers from here to here, black. Awesome. And now that line, you see, it's overlapping. Let me disable this. Black is overlapping that. Why is this part of the head showing here? So look, see this on this overlapping on this overlay layer from here. I leave a space here between the line art and the overlay layer. See this gap, and this gap here I think is the one that is revealing this little part of this head. So what if I take my overlay layer and I put it like this? Yeah, it worked. But it's also moving the other part, so I have to be more careful and move these things a little bit like this. Something like that. And this one, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, grab, 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 grab. I think, yes. No, maybe. There you go. Ah, don't move. There you go. Amazing. Back. That's the head. Super Kick Butowski type of style that I'm trying to achieve here. Awesome. Yo. What? Why is the pivot point over there? Come on. No, what I did. Oh, I never established the pivot point of that thing. Okay, I'll put it here. Should I put it there? Or should I put it here? That's a good question. I'll put it there. Neck and head, neck, skull. Should I put it there? Or should I put it here? No, there is okay. Awesome. Now, where am I? Oh, oh shit. So there you go. I enabled again this thing, and now I'm going to create the ears. So ear. So I'm going to show you the trick of how I clone things from one side to the other, so I can keep the same. The idea of cloning is that if I am if every time that I draw a new ear, for example, if this dude is destroyed and the ear is burned or something, I can draw that new ear on one layer and will reflect on the other one. Amazing. Awesome. So same thing is 20 point is the ear is a circle which is color black. Then I'll do something like this, back, something like this. And the ears are below, are behind the jaw and on top of the skull. That's something to keep in mind. And awesome. Let's put here the ear now, and let's copy and paste this here. And if we look at the model sheet, you see that these line tapers in the middle, in the inside. So that's something that I'm going to do here. Pencil editor. There you go. Eyelash. I'm trying not to swear, guys. I'm trying to control my swearing so I can not be punished by any platform. Awesome. Do you see? I'm doing my best. There you go. Awesome. Something like that works. This one, I don't really care. I think I don't really care about that one. I'll take care about that later. Also, I'll grab this line and take it closer to this. You know, that's a funny thing about working on short films instead of working like on a show or something. Which I also have like a planning, like I already thought about like the second part of this short film of that. It's cool because I can have the freedom to create the rigs and just experiment and not put too much time on the rigs, just enough to get to the things that I need to achieve on the short film. Okay, sorry guys. I'm using all the 100% of my brain right now, working and talking at the same time. Ear. Okay, so why I cannot move this? Why I cannot move this? Where are you? But before doing that, I want to try something different. That's why I want to move everything. There you go. And is that this world that I'm creating, all the characters are super punk and rockstar. So this dude have nothing punk at all. I was planning to put some piercings on the nipple, but I'm only revealing the nipple of this dude at the ending scene when the explosion happens and he's totally destroyed. But I want to also add an ear piercing expansor, some the things that are like this. I think on this dude will look super cool. But I'm wondering if it should be something like that, or it should be more like an elephant, something like that. I kind of like that. I can make this part small, this one small, and this one like huge. And then I can have the ear piercing here, and I can make the ear, this part of the ear, something like this, like just some lines, some graphic shapes. What do you think? Of course, you cannot respond right now, but maybe not that big, and maybe this a bit bigger. So right now I'm designing. I'm trying to find out. No. What if I do? If I keep the same size of the ears, and I do something like this? No. Let's look for references, guys. So this is a pause that I did here too. Ear piercing expansors. I think that's the name. We in Spanish we call it expansores. Let's go. Let's look at the references. Oof. Look at this dude. Really nice. This Pokemon thing. Yeah, this is something that I'm looking like circular. This is what 2000? Wow. So something like that. Yum 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 yum. Yeah, something like this. So I'll be looking this while drawing here to see what can I do. Maybe this could be a small shape like this, and then a rounded shape like this, and then the ear thing will be something like this. Yeah, something like that will work. I like it. it's it's nice. It's nice. It's nice. Okay, I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like also this shape that I'm building here. Like this negative space is not that symmetrical. It's like this horn type of shape. So I think that really that is the thing that convinced me. So amazing. I'm going to create a new drawing here that I'm going to put like draw overs, because I will just freely draw here whatever I want. If I want to improve any part of the character, if I want to change anything, this is the part that I'll be doing. So get out of here. You come here again. Now I cannot see you anymore. Let me put more opacity, something like that. And then we come back here. Now I drew that with a super thin line. Let me draw with a thicker line here. So I will just draw on top just to pre-visualize how this will look like, something like this. Yeah, something like that will work. So I grab these, and then I deform this circular shape to get to that specific shape over there. Black. See? Amazing. I made a mistake on dock shot, and is that on dock shot I didn't use this graphic shape, the circle, the rectangle. I didn't use to create the pieces, and I freehanded most of the lines. most of the lines I freehanded with the pencil, and it gives me a lot of issues. A lot of issues. I don't know why. I think I have more control when I'm doing this, when I'm using these graphic shapes and just getting to the organic things that I drew. So I freehand like a draw over, so I can have this organic feeling, and then I get to these shapes here, and then I try to deform those shapes to get to the organic forms that I draw. Crazy. So I come here, plaque, the ear piercing, something like this. I want to achieve the same shapes. Wait, let me change this from rounded corners to super sharp. Awesome. Now something like this. And remember the thing that really excites me about the this part of the piercing in the ear. It was the negative space that I created here that had like a horn shape, and that's the thing that I'm trying to achieve here. Otherwise, I'll not be happy at all. There you go. Now, inside of this, I can use the pencil tool, the normal pencil tool, and freehand these lines here. And then I'll use my pencil editor to get to the type of lines that I want to get here. See? Amazing. So I can have this variety between my lines. And then I'll come here and I'll change my rounded corners to sharp corners because I really like those sharp angles. Awesome. What? Awesome. I'll put this on the line art. And there you go. I'll disable my that part, and then okay, here I will put the color below here, and then I'll say like I need the ears to be behind my jaw and on top of the skull. So where's the jaw? Here. Mm. Too much thought process. Maybe I can just move things around. Okay, I just want it to be on top of the skull, and then I'll put the jaw on top of. What if I take. This is like troubleshooting with Henry Life. There you go. Nah. I'll probably solve that later. Because if the ear is here, here's my skull, here's the liner, here, the jaw should be in front of the skull, of course. Where here's the jaw. Or maybe, in order to don't screw up all of this, I can tell the ear to be gutted by the jaw. Maybe by the color art of the jaw. Almost. Maybe by the color art and the overlay of the jaw. Almost. And the line art. I'll think about that later. I'll think about that later. Sometimes it's like you have the answer there, but you cannot see it. So maybe it's that. So awesome. I have there the thing. Now this is the thing. I will group the ear group. I will create a composite and I'll create a master peg for the ears, and then I'll put ear MP. That means like master peg, which is the thing that controls everything. Then this is the thing I'm going to do. I'm going to select the ear, come here, insert, no, note, clone selected notes drawing only. This means that I will clone the group of notes that I have, and every time that I draw every time that I draw a new drawing of the ear, is going to be also replicated on the other on the other ear. But if I use drawing and timing every time that I animate and put some keyframes on that ear, it's also going to affect the other one. So I will animate both at the same time. I don't know how is that is useful in any way, but I'm not using it right now. Cafecito. Awesome. Drawings only. And it's here. So I'll put it here and I'll attach it to the master peg. And this is the trick. I'll create a peg and then I'll use this peg. I'll press 4 to flip and put that into the other side. And then I will call this other node that is called transform. What's the name of this shit? Transform, peg transform. What the? Static transformation, this. So I connect this thing here between the peg that I used to flip and move this to the other side and this static transformation, and then I'll say bake immediate parent transformation, and we will be like, what, the ear disappeared, and I'm like, no, it didn't disappear, it just I don't know what happened, but if I delete this peg here, it'll stay there. And this is like it's going to bake or freeze that position. So if I reset the if I am animating and I want to reset my rig and I press R to reset my rig, that ear will come to that instead of, if I don't do this, if I reset my rig when I'm animating, that ear will come to the on top of the other ear that I made. But with this static transformation, we'll tell Tumu like, hey, if this dude resets the position or the animation of this ear, hey, keep it on the other side. And I still have my I still have my peg here. So I'm going to do this everything again because I forget to put my pivot point to establish where my pivot point is going to be. So I'm going to put it here and then I'll just do it again. Note, yeah, save it. Notes, clone drawings only. I'll put it here. I'll put a peg. I'll connect this here and then I'll flip 4 and then I'll call my static transformation peg. I'll put it here and then I'll bake everything. I'll delete my peg here. Awesome, everything is there, and now it also have the pivot point there. Amazing. And this is my ear group, my ear master peg, and I'll put it there. Awesome. Then I have my skull here. And what else? Let's see how this looks like without this. Okay, awesome. It's there. Now let's create the hair. Hair. Back. Then I'll put like hair highlight. HL. Highlight. Hair highlight. I'll put another one that is hair cutter. And then I'll put another one that is this part of the sides, hair, sides. Awesome. Let's move faster with these things. What? Awesome. So this hair HL highlight and cutter will share one composite. This hair side will share another composite, and all of these will put in one composite, and then all of these will have like its own peg. And all of these will have one single peg, like is hair front MP, and these will share, all of these will share like a master peg, hair master peg, and all of these will be here inside of this, and this will be the hair group. This is a new room that I opened and then I close, in which I'm going to get inside of this room and play. So amazing. I create this new room that is the hair. I'm going to attach this to the, I'm going to create a new peg here that is called, no, not necessarily. I'll connect this here. Let's get inside of this new room and we are going to play around in this new room for a bit. So hair. Awesome. Same thing. Everything are simple shapes. Book. There you go. Not that big, maybe. Something like that. Awesome. That's my hair. And hair HL. This is the highlight. The hair cutter. This is something nice. See, I'm going to create a new color here, which I'm going to keep green for all the colors that I'll be doing. Meaning like all the all the colors means like all the shapes that I'm going to be using to cut on top of other shape, like this part in the middle of the hair, I'm going to use a triangle. And I'm going to change this to meat. And then I'm going to say this hair is going to be cut by this hair thing. And then, oh, no, what is that? So, oh, I didn't feel this in the middle. There you go. Now we don't have nothing in the middle. There you go. And the hair side. Okay. Wait. These. Okay, I will wait for it. You'll be like, Henry, but wait for it. Hair side. So for my hair side, maybe I can do each individual side. Yeah, I was going to put everything on one single layer, but now maybe I can just keep everything separated for more to have more control. So hair side one. Maybe I can, yeah, I can clone this later. So awesome. Next thing, I'm going to create deformers here. So I think this hair shape is too huge. So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. Same for the hair side, it's too huge, smaller. And then I'm going to create a display node by pressing Command Y. And this allows me to look at this shape only. And then I'll come here, and before putting any deformation, this is a good practice that I like to make, is like in drawing pivot, in use embedded pivots, I change this from drawing layers to parent peg. And this will mean that if I make this peg will drag also the deformers that this drawing have inside, and everything will work together always. And every time that I create a new deformer, I like to create a deformation chain. So I can, if I create a new drawing, if I create a different part of the hair, and I put and I want a different deformer to be on there, then this deformation chain will allow me to create a different deformer for each different drawing. So I'll use this envelope deformers. Don't ask me why. It's like no, my leg falls asleep. So this is the thing that I use. I select here, and then once after creating the deformation chain, I come here, and then I start adding all of these little things here. Okay, there you go. I cannot feel my left leg. Doesn't matter. We haven't finished the work yet. There you go. Then I'll go to display. Then I'll put a pivot around here. Awesome. And I'll create a master pick for this. There's hair sides MP. I'll put all of this on a group, and same thing that I did on the ears, I'll do here. Hair side group. Here notes, clone drawings only, paste here, copy here, flip, and then I'll come here, static transformation, bake everything, delete this. Awesome, there you go. What else? Okay, let's go to this other one. Hair, I'll carry the same display node, come here, and create a new deformation chain here, pack. And there you go. So this will be something like this. I keep it simple. But here on this front part, instead of having just 2 points, I'll put 3 points, just to create being able to have more flexibility when I want to make this shape rounded. So I'll create these 3 points. You'll see why. And here I'll create only 2 points. Parent peg, delete this, and then if I want to turn this dude, like if it's looking up, I can make this thing here and have more control over it. So I can make this super rounded. If I want to push the perspective, I can make that part rounded. If looking up or if looking down, I can inverse that curve. A lot of craziness. So this cutter pivot point should be here. The pivot point from this should be here. And my highlight, I'll do that later. And then I'll copy and paste the same pivot point from here to here. Close, close. Awesome. And now I'm coming here and I'm telling Carter, and now we'll cut all of this, or I mean, like, I will reveal. So I inverse my cutter. I double click here, and instead of cutting, it will like reveal. So I will say like this. I need this to be revealed on the only on the color art of my skull, and this I want it to be between my line art and my color art. So something around here. Awesome. Let's see how this looks like. Color art. There you go. So that's the head shape. Still, I have to. Maybe I can auto patch these things. So this is an example of when I am not having like a solution of something. I am like immediately I'm like, can I auto patch this with something? Maybe with this. Maybe something like this. So I'll figure it out later. I'll figure out how to solve that thing later. Maybe up. Because it should be simple. This jaw should be on front, but I want that to still cut this part of the hair, of the head, and I want this to be below. But I want this maybe instead of creating too many things. What if I put like line art here and color art? I mean, this is me trying things without messing around too much. And I want all of this to be behind this. Uh-huh. And then I'll figure it out later. Okay, so get out of here, get out of here. So what else? Now this is another interesting thing in terms of design, and is that one of the things that I had to fix on this dude is that the glasses are not connected here in the middle, but the glasses are connected here at this at this level of the eyebrows, not in the middle, and that's something that I didn't know until I asked for feedback. And the person who noticed that was like using glasses and was like, "Hey, dude, but the glasses are connected here." And I was like, "Oh shoot, I didn't know because I never use glasses." But that's also an observation thing. It's like how many times we see things on the daily basis, and we are not aware of how actually things work, and that's something that I didn't notice until this person told me that, and that change that I'm going to be applying here. So this is my hair. Let's start putting backdrops here to recognize things. So hair, ear, purple ear, ear, and we are having here the skull. Pa-pa-pa-pam, pa-pa-pa-pam, pa-pa-pam, pa-pa-pa-pam. Well, I'll do that later. Glasses. Glasses. Now these glasses, I should rig each part of the glasses individually. So glass 01, 02, middle line, sideline. Okay, I can clone. Actually, instead of designing glass 1, glass 2, I can just clone. These. Awesome. So glass, sideline, the middle line is going to be independent from this. So all of this will be on one side, this will be in the middle, and then I'll clone this on the other side. So this will be something like this. This will be something like this. And this is like me figuring out what I'm going to do. And then after this, I'll put all of this inside of a room and attach everything to the main group and work forward. So glass one side, glass middle. Awesome. And then I'll grab all of this and I'll put glasses. And then I will grab this and connect this with the neck and head. And this over here, black. This is my studies that I did here. And then I will put all of this inside of a room and start playing inside of the room with the glasses. But I think this video is too long already, so I will divide this video in two parts, like part one of rigging rigging the head. This is part one, and part two will be just yeah, all the facial features, mouth shapes, and hopefully some expressions. And the body, I will create another series of videos for that. Let's see. Let's see. I'm using the 100% of my brain right now, talking and, and rigging at the same time. So let me go full screen. Hope you like this video and see you next time. Bye. Boop.